Hi everybody, today's May 24th, Friday. About a week ago we went and we alternated this hive and we gave them room in between. They were thinking about drawing a couple queen cups, but they've already made up their mind, and sometimes they do that they're going to swarm anyway. We just opened this up and we found Miss Queenie. We got her in a cage here. This is a little bit different type of cage than maybe some of you have seen. And this little lever right here opens, that's the opening for it, and put it like that. What I'm going to do is I got to go through here and knock down all of the queen cells, and either that or try pull the frames out that have queen cells. That's what I'm doing right now, so you can watch some bees for a few minutes. We're just trying to make sure that part of the process here is going to be thinking about, all right, what are we going to do? Are we going to remove the queen and some frames? We might try something a little bit different. Get rid of any queen cells that are in here, and then take that caged queen and go ahead and leave her in the hive. There's still all kinds of capped brood, and there's still uncovered young larvae. She's still laying it up like crazy. And in the past week, we've had all of the capped brood that's been emerging in the past week. So this hive has just exploded. They have got the propolis, and when it starts getting really hot, it's close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit out here. She's got this laid up too. They're going to continue to have bees coming out of here. This is a frame we just put in there last week, completely laid up with larvae and eggs. She's still laying like crazy. I kind of find it hard to believe that they've decided to make, because they've got all this room, but they still feel the need for the queen cells. They're a little feisty. I had gone through here earlier and just looked at the bottom and saw queen cells and said, all right, we'll have to get back in here. So they've already been messed with once. More, just all kinds of larvae. Every time a cell opens up, she's coming back and laying it up. They got a couple with nectar. They've got them a queen cup. I'm going to go ahead and knock it down anyway, just to make sure. There's nothing in it, but the propolis is just incredible. Just big, huge chunks of propolis make it really sticky. They say that stuff's good for a toothache. I don't know. This one's pretty much all, well, there's brood there, but they're backfilling, and all food, capped honey. So we don't have any queen cells in this box. Go ahead and put this back together so we can check the bottom. When it's really hot like this, the propolis is really, it's not too bad as far as holding everything together. It's melted a bit. Did it get you?
Bastard.
Did it get you again?
Nah, he's trying.
They're a little ornery today for some reason. Go ahead and blow some smoke on it.
Not liking me today.
go, if you just bump it a couple times across there, perfect, perfect. That's good. So there we've got 1, 2, 3 queen cells. Those are really odd. That one almost doesn't quite look like a queen cell, but I don't think it's a drone cell. Them are really, really odd looking. Blow a little smoke on there just to kind of. So that one there, that's definitely a queen cup, and there's a larva in it. So we definitely have one there. The drone cells, you can see the drone, this is bigger diameter. And there's another queen cup, and that one is actually empty. But this frame, we need to do something with these cells. It could be a split. These are some wax drawing machines. These frames we put in there just a week ago, they've got several of them drawn out very much. Lots of pollen. Lots of brood. Now this one, there's what appears to me to be a couple queens. There's a right there and right there. Now, and there's one here for sure. Yeah, there's 2 there and another one getting going. They're a little ornery, so just be careful. They've gotten mic'd twice. There's a queen cell right there. We got the queen in the cage here.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody wonders why in the world, if it's almost 90 degrees, why do you always see me with a long sleeve shirt? I'd rather be hot than sunburned. And I spent so much time outside in the summer. I'll take the heat over the sunburn. That's just me. We got a queen cup we're going to go ahead and knock off of here just to make sure. Nothing in it. By locking up that queen, we want to make sure, or hopefully, we're going to leave her in here and her scent's going to be in here. But there's no way, even if they're thinking about swarming, what we're going to do is they may make some more cells. But with her not being able to fly, there's no way that they can leave, or they won't. unless they get another queen hatched. We're removing any possibility of that for at least 13 days, because they could start on a new cell right now and get one out 3 days from an egg, or 16 days from the day the egg's laid. And I know that end frame is nothing on it. So we're going to put this back. I'm going to put some empty frames back in here. So here's the plan. Let me go get some frames. Mike can show you bees in here. Watch, show you bees flying around. I'll be back in about 1 minute. They just keep flying around here and they get you.
They're not getting me, but
No, thinking about it here.
keep going right back to my ear where they got me.
Okay. We're going to check her back in 3 frames here. We're going to leave the queen in here caged, and we're going to keep an eye on them. We're going to check them in a week, and we're going to end up, ultimately, the goal is in about 3 weeks, these bees are going to be busy making honey, taking full advantage of the next 2 weeks, the final phases of our major spring nectar flow. That should help them make more honey, and then we'll requeen at that time. This queen here will end up going somewhere else. I've actually heard about set her there for a minute. Now we're going to put this queen, we're going to put her cage. These bees, these nurse bees, will come and feed her and take care of her. She should be just fine. But now they won't have this, they can't swarm because they can't go with their queen. So we're going to put this right down here between these 2 frames. It's a little nerve-wracking, but they're not bothering me. They're just they smell the queen because I picked up the queen with my hands. Just try and shake them off. Good. If you can look and see the cage down in there, those bees will come up, they'll take care of her, they'll feed her. She'll just sit in there for 2 or 3 weeks. As this brood continues to hatch, the normal activities of this hive will just keep going. If they don't make any queen cells from, if there's eggs in here that they can make queen cells, they may or may not, but they can only do that for the next about 4 days. We'll let them get through the main nectar flow. We'll harvest off whatever honey, requeen, and they'll have plenty of summer to get back and build up. But this way we can stop them from swarming. The other option would have been like the other hive, to go ahead and just completely remove the queen in a couple frames, move it away. I'm going to take those other queen cells on them 3 frames, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I may just use that whole thing, cut them off, and give them a different queen, but they're going to go. I could just cut all the queen cells off, but we're going to go ahead and continue to just give them more room. So that's where we're at. The other hive, we saw It appears that they have had a mating flight because a couple days ago, which was, or was that yesterday or the day before, 5 days after we saw the queen running around in there and turned her back in, we saw a bunch of bees. So it appears that she's gone on a couple mating flights. We don't want to disturb her too much more. Give her another couple days, a week, and then we'll look for eggs. So that's where we're at on this week at City Bees. Thanks for watching.